Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Emma, for those of you who are new, and I would love it if you guys subscribed and stuck around. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is just going to be a hot girl summer book haul slash hot girl summer reading list. I've been seeing videos like this float around YouTube. I haven't seen a hot girl summer book haul, but I've seen a hot girl summer book recommendations. But I just wanted to show you guys my summer reading list. I know hot girl summer is like the saying of the summer, but don't let this be just for girls. Anybody can read these books. Hot people read books, okay? I don't want to like gender it or anything like that, but I'm a girl and hot girl summer is like the saying, so that's what I'm gonna title it. But yeah, I have 11 books to show you guys, which is insane. I haven't bought that many books for myself. I don't even think I've bought 11 books in the past like 2 or 3 years. So 11 books that I've bought in like the past 5 days is a lot. In my defense, I shouldn't have to defend myself because I am a working woman. I make my own money. But Target was having a sale. So I don't know if it's still going on, like if they're still doing the promotion when this video goes up, but check Target Circle just in case. For Target Circle members, like anyone who has the app and uses Target Circle, they were having buy 2 get 1 free on books, movies, board games, that sort of thing. So I decided to, you know, buy my whole entire reading list for the past like year, it seems. But that's okay. So I ordered 9 books from Target, which I got 3 of those books free because it was buy 2 get 1 free. So I saved over $40. So I was like, might as well. I've wanted all these books for a long time, and I'm looking for new ways to spend my time during the summer now that I'm not in school and I'm only working and stuff like that. And my whole job, I'm a marketing and like social media coordinator, is done online. Like I'm on my computer all day, Monday through Friday. So I just wanted to have a way to wind down on the weekends or after work, that I can throw a book in my bag and go to a coffee shop or read by the pool or something like that. When I was younger, like all through elementary school, middle school, high school, I loved reading. It was my favorite thing. Like whenever I would get to school early or like stay later, I would always be in the library. I was a library aide in school. I know, I'm a nerd. People used to make fun of me, but now everyone who used to make fun of me for reading books also loves to read. So it's like, do not let anyone tell you that your hobbies are weird or that you're weird for liking to read or anything like that. But I love books, but since like coming to college, it's just been really hard for me to prioritize reading, except for on like summer and winter breaks and stuff. So I am so excited to dive into these books. Yeah, I ordered 9 books from Target, like I said, which I'm so excited to share with you. And then I also picked up 2 books in person last week at Barnes & Noble when I was on a weekend little getaway trip. So I have 11 books to show you, so I'm gonna hop into it. I'm so excited. I'm gonna tell you the title of the book, the author, a little spiel about the book, and then I'm gonna look on Amazon and see what like the ratings of these books are out of 5. But yeah, I'm so excited. So let's get into my hot girl summer book haul slash hot girl summer reading list. If you like these kinds of videos, let me know down below. I would love to film more like videos like this, like fashion content, book content, all of that sort of stuff. And if you guys want like a recommendation or review after I read some of these books, let me know. I would love to do that. Also follow me on Instagram. I post a lot about like book content over there, like if I liked a book or something like that. So I'll have that on the screen and down below. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this hot girl summer book haul slash reading list. Okay, so the first book I have to talk about, I think it's like a new book, like relatively new, like has come out in the last like month or couple weeks or something, but it is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I'm so excited to read this book. I heard that Taylor Jenkins Reid is like a really good author. I think she's a New York Times bestseller for her book, yeah, Daisy Jones and the Six, which I also heard is amazing. So I'm so excited to read this book. None of these books are in particular order like of how excited I am to read them or anything like that. I'm just picking and pulling, and we're just gonna go from there. But yeah, the first book I have is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I will also have all of these books linked down below for you guys. Yeah, this book has a 4.4 out of 5 on Amazon, and it has over 2,000 global ratings. So I see great read, perfect summer read, so much fun. Some people said no, some people said skip it, but I'm so excited to read this book. So I'm just gonna give you a little spiel. From the New York Times bestselling author of Daisy Jones and the Six, 4 famous siblings throw an epic party to celebrate the end of the summer. But over the course of 24 hours, their lives will change forever. So I love anything that's like teenage or like drama or thriller or anything like that. So I'm super excited to read this book. I heard some people on TikTok said it was sort of like We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, but like with not the same, but like similar to like the rich kids and like twists and stuff like that. So super excited to read this book. I will obviously keep you guys updated. Okay, and then the next book I have is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I've also heard a lot of good things about this. A lot of these books are from Book Talk. I'm on Book Talk. I follow a lot of book talkers. But this has 4.2 out of 5 on Amazon, and people say predictable, boring mess. That's the first review, so that's not good. Lazy writing, well, that's not good. Jolly good fun. A different kind of whodunit, a sharply written, surprisingly funny whodunit. So I guess mixed reviews on this one, but I've heard really good things about it. So it says an exclusive wedding on a remote Irish island. The bride, the plus one, the best man, the wedding planner, the bridesmaid. All have a secret, all have a motive, but only one is a murderer. So it's the wedding of the year, but someone won't survive it. So anything like this where it's like murder mystery or like a thriller, I'm so into. So very, very excited to read this book. I think I might read this one first, honestly, so we'll see. Okay, and the next book I have wanted for a really long time. This one I think I've wanted for like over a year, but it's a New York Times bestseller. It's called In 5 Years by Rebecca Serle or Serle. I don't really know how to pronounce her name, but I heard this one is really, really, really well written. It has 4.3 out of 5 stars on Amazon. Highly recommend, easy read, well written. Some people say it's okay. Someone says so bummed with unexpected disappointment with this book. So that's the thing about reading, is like some people will absolutely love a story and someone else will totally not. It just depends on like what books you prefer or anything like that. It's kind of like TV or music or fashion. Books are all subjective, but this one says, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So I think it's something about how this girl, I think the main character Danny, she imagines her life or whatever in a different way, and then suddenly she awakens and she's in a different apartment with a different ring on her finger and beside a very different man. Danny spends 1 hour exactly 5 years in the future before she wakes up again in her own home on the brink of midnight. But it is 1 hour she cannot shake. So I've actually watched a Lifetime Christmas movie that sounded a lot like this. Sarah and my mom, and probably my older sister, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. The Christmas movie where she like crawls through like the washer dryer and she's like in this new life or whatever. But yeah, this one sounds really amazing, and I think it's set in New York City, which like almost every 23-year-old my age, I want to live in New York City. It's a dream of mine. If I don't live in New York City by the time I'm 25, I'm probably gonna be very sad and upset with myself, but yeah, I'm super excited to read this. So actually this one might be the one that I want to read first, just because it is a little bit shorter, so I feel like it'll be a fast read. But yeah, I'm so excited, and just the cover on this one is so beautiful. Okay, I think this next book is the one that I am most excited to read. I think I've heard the most good things about this one, and I'm just so excited to read it. So this one is actually ranking on Amazon. I think it's like in the top 10 of books this week, but I've heard really good things about this book on TikTok, and then a lot of YouTubers that I watch have recommended this video, specifically Abby Aslin, who's like a lifestyle blogger. But also, if you guys don't watch Kelly McDevitt and you love like book talk or book hauls, she has a lot of amazing book reviews, book recommendations, all of that stuff, just like fun books. And she did a Hot Girl Summer book recommendation as well, and she always like in her blog she does like a wrap up of like books that she's loving. So I'll link her channel down below. She's like a smaller YouTuber. I think she has like 3K, but I literally love her and her personality so much, and she describes books so well and eloquently. So but she said this book was amazing, especially if you are in your early 20s, mid-20s, just in your 20s in general. It was really eye-opening, and I think that this might help me when it comes to like death and all of that stuff, because I am deathly afraid of death, and I just don't want to die. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about like my family members or my friends dying. It's just like a hard subject for me to deal with, and I obviously should probably go to therapy. But I'm hoping this book is like a form of therapy and helps me go through it. But basically, This is called The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and it's a dazzling novel about all the choices that go into a life well lived. So between life and death, there is a library. Up until now, Nora Seed's life has been full of misery and regret. She feels she has let everyone down, including herself. But things are about to change. When she finds herself in the Midnight Library, she has a chance to make things right. The books in the Midnight Library enable Nora to live as if she had done things differently. Each one contains a different life, a possible world in which she made different choices that played out in an infinite number of ways, affecting everyone she knew as well as many people she never met. With the help of an old friend, she can now redo every decision she regrets as she tries to work out her perfect life. But things aren't always what she imagined they'd be, and soon her choices place the library and herself in extreme danger. Before time runs out, she must answer the ultimate question: what is the best way to live? So I honestly just feel like this one is going to be like sort of like a thriller and really captivating as well, like a book you can't put down. But if you're in your 20s, I feel like it's a good book to read because you're just trying to figure life out, you know what I mean? So really excited to read this book. I think this was the one out of the whole haul that I'm most excited about. Okay, and the next two books are actually by the same author, and they're just like fun, I think like feel-good reads. It's perfect for the pool. So this is by the author Emily Henry, and she's also a New York Times bestselling author. And we have The People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. So The People We Meet on Vacation has 4.4 out of 5 stars on Amazon. And then Beach Read has 4.3 out of 5. So I think these are just like easy reads. August Everett is an acclaimed author of literary fiction. January Andrews writes best-selling romance. When she pins a happily ever after, he kills off his entire cast. They're polar opposites. In fact, the only thing that they have in common for the next 3 months is that they're living in neighboring beach houses, broke and bogged down with writer's block. So I think that this is like a love story or something about two authors, or maybe not even a love story, but just like a friendship or something. I'm super excited to read it. I think this is going to be the perfect like pool day read or road trip read or anything like that. And then The People We Meet on Vacation, I think, is just similar to that, about just like relationships, friendships, situationships, all of that. I'm not going to go into too much depth about these two, but I feel like they're pretty thick reads, but I feel like the content is going to be easy to read. And yeah, these both had good reviews as well, and I'm excited to read these just for like a fun, lighthearted read. Okay, the next book I bought because it's a TV series on Amazon that just came out, and my boyfriend and I have already watched it, and I know that that's so bad. Like, I hate people who like read the stuff after. I just don't like that. I'd rather read it before, because I'm a big firm believer in that the book is better most of the time. But I'm excited to read this because I heard it is a little bit different. But it's called Panic by Lauren Oliver. It's basically about like this small town of kids in Texas who graduate high school and take part in like this big like game called Panic, and it's kind of like Nerve in a way. It's on Amazon Prime. I feel like the Prime series really reminded me of like Outer Banks mixed with Stranger Things mixed with like another show. I don't really know, but I really liked the TV series, so I'm really excited to read the book. I've also read a lot of other books by Lauren Oliver. She's also a New York Times bestselling author, and I don't know, I'm just super excited to read this book. And I'm probably gonna read this one last because I just finished watching the series a couple weeks ago. So I will link this down below for you guys as well, but I highly recommend, if you have Amazon Prime, to watch the series. They're like 40-minute episodes. I think there's 10 episodes, and it's really good, and the acting is really good. I forgot to mention, but Panic had 4.1 out of 5 stars on Amazon. A lot of people said it's fantastic. A lot of people said they had mixed feelings, didn't want to put it down. So it's just like a thriller kind of, and that's like one of my favorite types of books. Like I said, thriller and romance, I'm a sucker for. Okay, and then this book I think has the best reviews out of all the books I've showed so far. I heard amazing things about this on TikTok, but it's Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. True love isn't always diplomatic, and this is editor's choice on Amazon right now for best romance. So if we're looking for a little spicy, juicy romance novel, I think we have it right here. So what happens when America's first son falls in love with the Prince of Wales? So this is also a gay romance novel, 2 boys, 2 men. I feel like that's a perfect book for Pride Month, obviously. But when his mother became president of the United States, Alex Claremont Diaz was promptly cast as the American equivalent of a young royal. Handsome, charismatic, genius. His image is pure millennial marketing gold for the White House. There's only one problem. Alex has a beef with an actual prince, Henry, across the pond. And when the tabloids get hold of a photo involving an Alex-Henry altercation, US-British relations take a turn for the worse. Heads of family and state and other handlers devise a plan for damage control. Stage a truce between the two rivals. What at first begins as a fake, Instagrammable friendship grows deeper and more dangerous than either Alex or Henry could have imagined. Soon Alex finds himself hurtling into a secret romance with a surprisingly unstuffy Henry that could derail the presidential campaign and upend two nations. So it just sounds like the cutest little romance novel ever. But yeah, I heard it's spicy, so probably 18 plus. Although I was reading like spicy novels when I was like in 6th grade because I was a nerd and my reading level was extra high. So I'm super excited to read this book. So I'm hoping this one is going to be a quick read too, but I think it just sounds like so cute. Okay, the next book actually has good ratings as well. This was actually an impulse buy. I saw it at Target on display a few weeks ago and I never heard of it, but I took a picture and was like added it to my reading list because I wanted to read it because I read the back. But this one has 4.5 out of 5 stars on Amazon, and this is called Emily. It's not called Emily Griffin. It's called The Lies That Bind by Emily Giffin, and this is also set in New York City, but I think this one is a bit heavier. So this one is about like this woman that lives in the New York's East Village in 2001. She broke up with like a longtime boyfriend or something, and then I think he goes missing during 9/11, and I think she's a journalist as well, so she goes like on this big hunt trying to find him and learning things about him and all of that. So I feel like this one is like a bit more heavy and also a thriller mystery novel. It says on the back, The Lies That Bind is a mesmerizing and emotionally resonant exploration of the never-ending search for love and truth in our careers, relationships, and deep within our hearts. And it says a page turner you won't be able to put down. So I'm super excited to read this one as well. Just anything set in New York City, mystery. Like I said, I'm so excited to read this, but this one was like the one that I've heard about for the least amount of time. Okay, the next book I feel like doesn't have the best reviews. It has 4.2 out of 5 on Amazon, and a lot of the reviews don't like it, but I love this author, Sally Rooney. If you've read Normal People, you absolutely need to. It is such a good book, probably one of my favorite books I've ever read, the one that I was very emotionally connected to. And it also helped that there's a series where I love both of the actresses and actors and stuff like that, but the series was amazing. I highly recommend reading the book though first before you watch the series, because the book and the series were pretty much the same exact thing. Like, it was amazing how well they produced that show. But I haven't read this book yet, and this one is also being made into a TV series, but it's called Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. So Frances is a cool-headed and darkly observant young woman vaguely pursuing a career in writing while studying in Dublin. The other one, I believe, was also set in Dublin at Trinity College, but her best friend is the beautiful and endlessly self-possessed Bobby. At a local poetry performance one night, they meet a well-known photographer, and as the girls are then gradually drawn into her world, Frances is reluctantly impressed by the older woman's sophisticated home and handsome husband, Nick. But however amusing Frances and Nick's flirtation seems at first, it begins to give way to a strange and then painful intimacy. So I feel like this is sort of like a love triangle type situation, and I just love Sally Rooney's style of writing and everything like that. So excited to read this, and Normal People was like a quick read for me, so I'm excited to see if I'm as enthralled in this one, because this one doesn't have as great as reviews as Normal People, but super excited to read this. And I think Sally Rooney is also releasing a new book in like August or September, so I'm so excited to get my hands on that as well. Okay, you guys, now we're down to the final book, which is also being made, or maybe it already is, a Hulu series, but it's 9 Perfect Strangers by Liane Moriarty. So excited to read this so I can watch the TV show. This one is also sort of like a thriller, but it's basically 9 people gather at like this remote like wellness resort or something, and they all come for like different reasons. So to lose weight, therapy, all of that sort of thing, and it's like a luxury like wellness resort or something. Despite the luxury and pampering, they know these 10 days might involve some real work, but none can imagine just how challenging the next 10 days will be. So I think it's just like a thriller sort of thing, and I don't know if it's more like a real person thriller or like a supernatural thriller or something like that, but I'm super excited. I've only like read the book description and seen like the trailer for it on Hulu, but I'm super excited. And Stephen King said it's funny and scary, so if Stephen King says it's funny and scary, then it probably is. So I'm very, very excited to read. Yeah, I think we've reached the end of this haul slash my summer reading list. I'm so excited. I haven't treated myself to new books in a really long time, and I'm just so excited to get to reading. I need to finish the book that's on my bedside table first, so I'm gonna try and do that today. But yeah, I'm so excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you added some books to your book list or to your Amazon cart or whatever. Be sure to check Target and see if the promotion is still going on. Like I said, I will link everything down below for you guys. I'm so excited to get reading. Let's see if we want to create a book club. Like at the beginning of a month in a vlog, I say, okay, we're gonna read this book, and then we read it together, and maybe we can get on like Zoom or something like that and all talk about it. That would be so fun. Let me know if you guys want to do that. I'll definitely film more book hauls for you guys or book recommendations after I finish these or anything like that. Add them to a current favorites video. But this was so fun to film. I'm so excited to get reading. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.